Have you ever wondered how to live with a heart full of humility? Let's explore what it truly means to cultivate a spirit of humility in our daily lives, as taught by the Church. Humility is one of the most profound virtues in the Catholic faith. It's the key to becoming more like Christ, who showed ultimate humility through his life, death, and resurrection. But what does it really mean to be humble? How do we cultivate this spirit of humility in our own hearts? In the Gospel, Jesus says in Matthew 23 verse 12, "Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted." These words remind us that true greatness comes not from self-promotion but from serving others and recognizing our dependence on God. Humility is not about thinking less of ourselves, but thinking of ourselves less. It's about placing others above ourselves, serving with love, and acknowledging that everything we have is a gift from God. To cultivate a spirit of humility, we must first recognize our own need for God's grace. Saint Augustine once said, "It was pride that changed angels into devils, it is humility that makes men as angels." Humility starts with acknowledging that we are nothing without God. We are sinners in need of His mercy. When we approach God with humility, we open our hearts to receive His love and forgiveness. In the prayer of the tax collector in Luke 18 verse 13, we hear, "God, have mercy on me, a sinner." This is the cry of a humble heart, aware of its need for God. Next, humility requires us to serve others selflessly. Jesus, the King of the universe, humbled himself to serve humanity. In John 13 verses 14 to 15, he washed his disciples' feet, demonstrating that no task is too small for someone who seeks to serve others. He said, "If I, then, the Lord and the teacher, washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet." This act of humility challenges us to put others' needs before our own, not seeking recognition but serving in love. Another essential aspect of humility is accepting correction with grace. Humility means being open to the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Proverbs 12 verse 1 says, "Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid." Humility involves a willingness to learn, to grow, and to be shaped by God's word. When we accept correction, whether from others or from God, we allow ourselves to be transformed into the people He has called us to be. Humility also involves being patient and gentle with others. In Ephesians 4 verse 2, St. Paul exhorts us to live, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love. The world often encourages us to assert our rights and demand recognition, but Jesus calls us to a different way of living. We are to approach others with kindness, understanding that everyone has their struggles, and we are all equal before God. Finally, humility means recognizing that everything we have is a gift from God. In 1 Corinthians 4 verse 7, St. Paul asks, "What do you have that you did not receive?" Our talents, our success, and even our very lives are all gifts from God. Humility allows us to be grateful for what we've been given, using our gifts to serve others and glorify God, rather than seeking our own glory. In conclusion, cultivating a spirit of humility is an ongoing process. It requires us to recognize our need for God's grace, to serve others with love, to accept correction, to be patient and gentle, and to acknowledge that everything we have comes from God. As we grow in humility, we grow closer to Christ, who is the perfect model of humility. May we strive each day to live with humility, putting others first and glorifying God in all that we do.